The man who would one day bring democracy to his homeland was the son of a powerful tribal leader. By the early 1960s, Mandela was planning guerrilla attacks designed to destabilize the government, combating the segregation laws known collectively as apartheid.
There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and nonviolence.
In 1964, he was sentenced to life in prison. For 18 years, Mandela was imprisoned on Robben Island, and for most of that time was largely forgotten. Then, in the early 1980s, Mandela became the symbol of his people's suffering and of their resistance in the face of fascism. Under mounting pressure from the Western democracies, Mandela was finally set free in 1990.
There's Mr. Mandela, a free man taking his first steps into a new South Africa.
Over the next 4 years, Mandela helped dismantle apartheid and won a resounding victory. For the first time, a black man would be president of the Union of South Africa. As president, Mandela helped heal some of the wounds that had festered so long, utilizing every tool available to bring his constituents together, including rugby, the sport associated for so long with the most reactionary segment of the white minority. Mandela, known affectionately then and now as Madiba, asked all South Africans to support the Springboks, the national rugby team, when they played in the 1995 World Cup final in Johannesburg. When the Springboks won, Mandela, along with millions of his compatriots, white and black, rejoiced.
Madiba took my hand and he shook it and he said, "Thank you very much for what you've done for South Africa." I said, "Madiba, you got it wrong. Thank you for what you've done for South Africa."
A year later, Mandela was on hand to present the African Cup of Nations trophy to South Africa's men's soccer team, which won the Continental Championship in its first major tournament since being banned 30 years earlier because of apartheid. In 2010, South Africa welcomed the world that had once shunned it, becoming the first African nation to play host to the FIFA World Cup. With millions across the globe tuning in for the draw, Mandela, then 91, expressed his sentiments about the significance of the World Cup in South Africa.
May the rewards brought by the FIFA World Cup prove that the long wait for its arrival on African soil has been worth it. Kinako, it's time. I thank you.
By almost any measure, the 2010 World Cup was an overwhelming success, a triumph for both South Africa and the African continent. Just before the final, Mandela made his only public appearance of the tournament in a golf cart at Soccer City in Johannesburg. Just 7 days shy of his 92nd birthday, Madiba was there to give the World Cup his benediction, and without uttering a word, fashioned its profoundest moment. In the end, Mandela proved there are no conflicts that are intractable, no hatreds too ingrained to be overcome.